Welcome in. It is day 37, and you're speaking with the Meeples Champion. So today I'm going to be jumping into an extremely popular game. This is one that came out some years ago and has just taken the world by storm, and it really caught a lot of us off guard because of who the publisher was. Because this is not one of those big normal publishers for an actual gamer's game. Now, before you think I'm trying to be stingy about this, anybody can make a game. Any game can be successful, and a game that somebody may not like, somebody else may love, whether you're a big gamer or not. So by no means am I saying this is not an acceptable regular game. It was just a surprise because of where it came from. So this game came from Disney, and it is called Villainous. Villainous is a pretty interesting game. I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody really did, and I remember when it first came out, and I was very surprised. I held off. I kept being like, I keep hearing good things about this game, but I don't know. And then I finally had a friend of mine show up with his copy, and we ended up all playing together, and it was great, and I really enjoyed it. Now, at the point that that came out, Marvel Villainous had also started getting released, and I considered getting that. But I still don't own my own copy. I'm borrowing my friend's today, as I have been waiting for the Star Wars Villainous to drop. I don't have a Star Wars title in my collection, and I wanted something, and I felt Villainous was the place to go for that. So I've held off for now, hoping to get that soon. But let's jump right into this one. So for starters, the art. This is Disney. I don't think there was much question on the art. The box doesn't look like there really is a lot there, and yet there is. It does grab your eye. It's part of the reason that I knew it existed in the first place, was I kept seeing these boxes in stores and going like, what is that game? And then when you see the expansions boxes, they do an even better job because they're all shifting in color and they pull you in. And then you open up the game, you pull it out, and it's great art. The cards are great art. The individual player boards are fantastic art. I love the art. It's a huge thumbs up. You go from that to the components. The components are a few different items. You've got your cards. As usual, cards are perfectly fine. They're great. Then you've got your cardboard pieces for like your power tokens or for your locks. Very nice. Cardboard, yet again, unless you're really bad, it tends to be good. They're great. Then you have your player markers. These are pretty cool. Now, at first I was confused because I thought they would be the actual characters, but what it actually is something from their movie that's a big piece to that character. And I really like that you if you know the movie, if you know the character, you immediately know what you're looking at. If you don't, then you get a little bit more like, what is that? You know, like, I like that Prince John is just basically a big cup. It's you know, it's about his wealth. I think that the components are really well put together. They put their time in on it. This is only can be judged on the base set. I don't know about the expansions, the Marvel, or the Star Wars version yet, but for the base original set, I really liked what I saw. So thumbs up for that. The price, it's not that bad. This game comes in around $40, and I think that's acceptable. There isn't a huge amount in that box, but because of the style of the game, because you have a lot of characters in the box, it goes 2 to 4. I think you might be able to play this up beyond that. I think there's player ability for that, but I know 2 to 4 is allowed. I was told, though, that this game was likely supposed to be a one-on-one game and that they just kind of expanded it to open it up. So I've been told that one-on-one is the optimal way to play. And because of that, even though there's not a lot in the game, there's enough there that if you're playing this as the one-on-one version, you're going to have a lot of options. I mean, you have 6 characters, so that means you're going to have, 5, 9, you got like roughly 15 different matchups. That's pretty cool. And then if you want to play 3 or 4, you want to do teams, you want to do 4 free-for-all, whatever it may be, you have options. So I think that the price is perfectly acceptable, and that's just a big thumbs up for me again. And it's not just about the price, it's about the availability. You can get this at Target. You can get this at Barnes & Noble. You'll find it in any board game store. Everybody knows it's a popular title, so they put it out on their shelves. You can get this anywhere. It's not hard to get. Difficulty. I don't think it's that difficult. Again, I only played it one night, but I believe we did do 2 rounds of it. And I played different characters. I mean, you've got your character deck, and then you've got your character's hero deck, and you're essentially just trying to play your game whether that be winning by getting money or winning because you're trying to knock out another player. Every villain has a different way to do it, but I think that the difficulty isn't that hard because the individual player is all you're trying to learn. You're not trying to learn everything. You just need to learn 1/6 of the game. How does your player work? Now you know how to win. If you want to get really good, you learn how your opponent's players work so that you can prevent them from winning. But as long as you know how you win, you're good. Replayability, as I said, we played twice in one night. It is a thumbs up on replayability. I mean, if you can play back-to-backs on your first night, then this is an easy game to pull to the table. And because it's not that long, and because there's so many characters to switch around with, you don't just replay to replay. You replay to try it being an all-new game. Okay, I just was playing as Jafar. Now I'm playing as Prince John. As a result, I'm a completely new style for this round. I think that's great. Thumbs up there. The routes to victory, you know, those keys to victory that I've discussed before, what are they? Every character is different. So that's where it does have that shift. The character may not have a big option, but you, the player, get to choose which character you have. So when you play this game, at the very minimum, you have 6 different ways because you have 6 different characters. And if you expand beyond this and you get those extra games, you're going to have more and more characters to play with to give you those options. Big thumbs up there. Unique. Is this unique? Massively unique. I haven't seen another game like this. I think this plays so different than anything else. And it's also unique in the idea of you may not know everybody, but if you've watched anything for Disney, you've found a game that maybe you have a character or two that you're like, oh, I really liked them. I was extremely excited because of Prince John, because I was a huge fan growing up of Robin Hood. I watched every in form of him. And the Disney cartoon, well, I understand it was cheaply made and it's not exactly something everybody jumps at. I watched that film hundreds of times as a kid. I loved that film. So to get to have that character in a game now, I was pretty excited for that. I thought that was pretty cool that I got to play as this kid, the character that was nostalgic for me. And I think that that's an extremely unique piece to this game. So, end of the day, I gave, it looks like 7 thumbs up on this one. Now, for the record, 7 thumbs up doesn't mean that it's my favorite game. I do want to buy this for the Star Wars version. I'm excited to have it in the collection. But I think I'm excited because of the availability it gives you. It lets you play with your advanced friends who like that game. But it also lets me play with my family and with my friends who aren't as big of gamers. And it's not so expensive that I feel like I'm buying a huge game. I think that this is just a perfect 7 thumbs up because it has the chance to get to a table. Even though I have loads of other games that I definitely like more than this, those games are harder to get to the table. And this one, I could go on a barbecue and do it with some family outside and play the game. I could bring it on a vacation with family. I could go to a friend's house and play at night one-on-one. I could go to my game night. We could pick it and play it. It has so many ways to get to the table. That's where the thumbs up matter. And that's why I recommend buying it. A lot of times, you might need to sacrifice when you're choosing between a bunch of different games that you only can take one. You might sacrifice the games that you clearly would like more to get the game that you actually can play. Don't overthink it. Look at it and just think to yourself realistically, hey, that game looks amazing. Can I actually get it to the table, or am I just getting it to put it on a nice wall and show that I own the game? Get the games you can play. I think that's the most important, and that's where this one is truly a top game, because you can play it anywhere with anyone. This is day 37. We've been talking about Villainous, and you've been speaking to the Meeples champion. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and check down below, as I'm going to be adding in yet again another Amazon link that's going to be routing you right over to this game. Anybody who buys through that link is going to help contribute a little bit of money over towards the channel, which is going to help me to make everything better here for you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.